Okay, hopefully I can keep this short. Got an email from Dan Bowman to all of his subscribers, and tomorrow they're going to work on Chief Architect layout. And the only caveat was that you'll have to watch it live, and then if you are part of his Pro Academy group, then you can have access to the video in the future. So the event is 10 a.m. Pacific. I think he's in Minnesota, so there's a couple hour difference there, but I'm on the Pacific Coast, and so it's 10 a.m. for me. And if you haven't watched Chief Experts, then you need to, because you never know what they're going to cover. And it's always some kind of good insider information from people that have been using the software for a long time. So with that, what I'm going to do... Wow, that's a working plan. I don't want that. Hey, you know what? Let's just do this. Watch this. Yes. Let's see. I don't have that. Okay, so this is a blank plan, and the reason why it is shaped like this, some people like to do this, some don't. Under drawing sheet setup, here's how your normal plan view looks. It's just a big white page. But some people, if you know what size sheet you're going to use, you come into print drawing sheet setup, and you just check this box right here. And then what it shows you is the 1-to-1 scale of architectural D sheet. So like if this was 1/4 inch scale to the layout, this is like 100 and something feet. Let me just dimension it real quick here. (144 feet by 96 feet. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of those. Some people like to draw like this because then you have an idea of how it's going to fit on your architectural D size paper. So same thing, you could change this for, 17 by 11 or whatever size. ANSI D, and then half of that would be ANSI B, that kind of thing. But anyways, that's not what I wanted to show you, because if they're going to do, let's see, new layout from template. Let's just go find, that's tabloid. Okay, here we go. Let's use this. So this kind of looks like a standard Chief layout page. And some of the most important, like people will come online and they'll say, how do I change all this? None of this changes. I have to put like white blocks over it. Well, if you go watch some of the Chief Architect videos that they provide, you learn real quick that page 0 is your master template page. And you can change all this stuff because this is pretty generic looking. So I'm not really thinking this is all that great. Let me get rid of that. I kind of wish Chief would be like, if you drug to the right, it would only catch the things that are inside of the square. But if you drug to the left, it does everything that it's interacted with. Because Chief does have contained and interacted, but you have to actually activate those. And I think they're right over here. So right now I've got it on that one where it says interacted. Here's contained. And I'm going to show you something else that I've done. I've numbered all of my shortcuts. So you see that at the end of edit page information, then you see 4 digits, 5538. I went through and right here, customize hotkeys. I gave every single hotkey a 4-digit number, except for the ones that are real obvious, like add a break. That's a default is number 3 from Chief. And the reason why I had to go 4 digits, if I did number 3 and then another one of these I did number 4 and another one I did number 5, 3, 4, and 5 are going to be the only ones that work because this only allows the first digit. And so if I had 3-1 or 3-5 or 3-6, because this is a one-digit 3, it assumes everything that starts with a 3 is already taken. Like as soon as I wanted to add 3-1, it's going to say this will interfere with add break, which is this one. But if you label all your shortcuts with more characters, and Chief can support 4 characters. And I went with numbers just because I could open up a spreadsheet, get all this text in there, and then just auto-numerically increase these numbers. And whether I use these or not, it doesn't matter. Now, some people are going to go, well, how are you supposed to remember that automatic dimension is 5078? I'm not going to remember that. There's no way. I'd have to be some kind of savant, and I'm not. So what I do, though, is I use a Stream Deck, and I program the different buttons with an icon that looks like the automatic exterior, and when I press that button, it generates these numbers. So that's what I've done, because the Stream Deck, either the physical model or the mobile, and the mobile's king. You know, you sign up for lifetime license, $49, and you can, on an iPad, you can have as many as 128 buttons on one screen. If you go dual screen on a Pro, you don't have to go like that because that's a lot of distracting buttons. But anyways, I get off track. That's when you see me hovering over buttons. That explains why you see these numbers to the right of the shortcut. And like I said, some shortcuts, center object, I've always used CC for center. And the Windows and Mac default copy is Command-C or Control-C, that kind of thing. So you don't want to overwrite some of the obvious shortcuts. So we're done with that. Now, on page 0, there's a lot of really cool things you can do. I'm trying to figure out, how did I do page? On my template, I have, sometimes I'll put the sheet number and name, let's say up in this corner. And as I add sheets, they show up here like a table of contents. And then on every single sheet throughout my plans, it's always right there in that spot. And that's helpful if you got a lot of pages and people they want to find out what page is something. They can just look on any upper right-hand corner or wherever you locate it, and it'll be there. Yeah, let's start with text. And I'm going to use rich text down here. And so Chief defaults to Chief Blueprint. I'm not a big fan of that. Wonder why. Oh, because I drew a box. That's so crazy. So what I'm going to do is go global layout information. Probably page number. Layout page number. Let's do that. And I'll leave it at Chief. I really don't like this fake handwriting. It's not, I mean, we're using computers. Why are we doing this? Is it out of respect for hand-drawn plans? I don't know. But anyways, so it's got a 0. Oh, you know what? That's what it is. Now I remember. I totally remember. You go up here, and its label is, let's say, A, and if you use the number sign, it's going to be A1, A2, A3. Some people like to do, I wonder if this works. What if I did A, number sign, number sign? See, this is all raw. It's going to be fun. So it's called label. So I'm going to hit OK. You don't see anything, and there's nothing on page 1. So what I got to do is I have to open up a text box and center and type in global layout page label. That's what I want. Boom. Like I said, I just can't deal with it. Let's use this new Aptos. I guess that's, yeah, look at that. It didn't. The Aptos is the new updated Arial for Windows. Microsoft probably spent a lot of money on that. We'll do all caps, and we'll change the color to black. Boom. And 1/8. Let's make this a little bigger, like 0.25. Hit OK. That's label. I wonder. Oh, yeah. So I don't need it on the 0 page. See, it goes away. And then when I go to the front page and I go here, I'm going to call this A. And while we're here, let's copy that, and then we'll go page 2, hit OK. Now, that seems kind of small to me. So what I'm going to do is double click in this space, do this, and go 0.5. See what that looks like. Looks like it's going to stick down. And I want this to be centered that way. Okay. Boom. All right, so there's A1. Now another thing we can do is put some lines or a box or whatever. So you can either turn on the bounding box from the text, or you can draw your own, and that's totally up to you. There's A1, there's A2. And a lot of times, like a lot of times, I don't have a boundary all the way around because print shops sometimes get that wrong. So we're going to make this 2 inches. Half inch, okay. Yeah, like they'll print something and then it'll be crooked for whatever reason in the printer. And that line will show all the way along your bottom or top edge or that, whatever, and it just looks lame. All right, so page 1, there it is, A1, A2. So now we'll do something like this. We'll go, you know what? Let me show you how to fix that. Rich text, boom, boom, pick. Aptos, 1/8 inch, black. Okay. Hit OK. Yeah, so now every time I hit rich text, it should default to that. Oh, and they just had an update like yesterday, the day before, and they fixed this. You could make this any size you want, and the text would just say so small. It was really hard to see on a 4K screen. So we'll go project, hit that, hit OK. See, that's going to be too small. So let's go 0.25. Yeah, that'll work. Still on page 0, rotate this. I've set up shortcuts MM. Instead of it being a 4-digit number, I use MM for move because I also use SketchUp. And SketchUp is M for move. They have a lot less shortcut keys, or at least ones that I would actually use. And I try to keep them the same. I wish I could get escape and spacebar unified, because that's pain. let's see what. That's okay. Yeah, I need to have another text field in here. Come on, baby. There you go. Well, you know what? I have to open up mine because I can't. Because normally I'll have like, title. Duh. And that will be that's kind of big. 0.1875, and we're going to get rid of all this because this. So you go 0 tab, 0 tab, 0 tab, 0 tab, enter. CC for center. Go up this way, and then copy V. We call this sheet. That's what it was. I was forgetting. I was losing my mind. Okay. Let's go kind of see what that looks like. So I'm going to have this. I'm going to have a box around that. So let's do that next. Polyline. That's what I'm going to do. So I don't know which is better because, like, what I can do here is fill this with a solid, say a light gray, and make it, I don't know, 50%. And I could send that to back. So move this up, make a copy of this, copy in place, and then I'll just use CC to center it on this text. Okay, and then we will put, I need another one of those. I like to copy and paste stuff, but not if it's going to be a pain. Like if I do copy V, and then this is some big giant thing, I need this to be 0.1875. And this needs to be title. Let's try that. Page template. Oh, see, it's so big. Okay, I got you. I'm going to pull that down till it snaps. I'm going to pull this down till it, oh, come here. I'm going to go CC there and CC there. Okay. So this is page 0, and we go to page 1. See how it says project overview? See how we're building this? And when you come up here, you can call it whatever you want. If you get these too long, it's going to wrap text, so that won't look right. But title, sheet, and like I said, some people like to do the that's not, oh yeah, right here. Let me go to page 1 right here. I don't know if this does this correctly. Let's try. Ready? Boom. No. Huh. Okay, so, but you can do it this way because that, I think. Yeah. But then you have to manually change these. So like if let's say let's just think about this for a minute. All your plan views, foundation, footings, basement framing and plan, and first framing and plan, second framing and plan, all those walls, the foundation level might be A0 and then some numbers, and then first floor would be A1 and some numbers, and however you do that, or whatever's required of you is how you would configure this. Sometimes I do this just because I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then I go, it doesn't help the project. Cool is not something you need. You just need to be right. What I do want to figure out is, where did I get, maybe it's under schedules. I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I bet it's under a plan view where I can do a schedule, and then it'll be, maybe it's custom. Let's just do a custom schedule. And what do I need? Let's open it up. Now they've moved, so we're going to call this sheet index. Let's see what it lets me have. Sheet index. I need to have number, sure. And label. Let me think about this for a minute. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just show you that it's possible. And then I'm going to figure out how I built it, because I don't recall. I've been jumping between Chief and SketchUp quite a bit. So I need to open up recent. Bum 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 bum. Let's see what this does. Okay. I think I moved this to number 1. Yeah, right here. Let's see what this does. Do I put it? I put it on layout. Yeah, because that's where it was. Let's go to page 0 and paste it right here. Sheet and title. I got to figure out what's going on here. Sheet number and title. I don't even remember. It's not working right now because it's not showing page 1. Sheet and title. Well, let's do a couple and see what happens. Oh, well, we have some issues here too. That way, everything's unified. See, what happened was I went to that next page, and it should have done that and done an automatic So on this one, we can just go a number sign. This title will be site plan. And then I just hit enter. And we'll make this one specifications. Boom. So now I don't, oh, I know why. I know exactly why. I don't have anything drawn on these sheets yet. So let's start. I'll give away this one too. This is something I like to do. Rich text. I like it to be an 1/8 inch because all my normal text is 3/32, but I go square, 1 square, space. Sometimes I'll use a macro and it will be the same name as something here on the side, so that if it's just one item on the sheet, then it's macro driven. Otherwise, just okay. Cover sheet stuff. Hit return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spacebar. Then you go scale, colon, space, 1/4 inch, space, enter, space, 1 apostrophe dash 0. I'm just saying it out loud. You have to forgive me. The old carbonated white monsters are causing me some grief right now. Underline. And that's Aptos. Okay, hit OK. So now that I've actually drawn something on this sheet, and here's another thing I like to do. Pull this over here, keep everything left justified, and then use the point-to-point move. And if I've got the spacing right here, a 1/2 inch, whatever, then I can take this and go copy, go to the next page and go paste hold. And let me show you, let's just do this just so you can see where the macro part is valuable. We will go, what is that? Title? Global, boom, plan, layout, page title. And make it capital. Okay, so there's specifications. Watch this. Copy. Go to the next page and paste in place. See how it's reading title, site plan, site plan. Yeah. So there you go. And now, because I've put this is actually on the page. None of this is on the page. All this is being referenced in page 0 for this page, but it doesn't show up as anything drawn. But once you do it, then it starts to create this index. So now we got to figure out, how did I do this? And it's on every page because I put it on page 0. So if you didn't want it on page 0, you would go X. You go to page 1, paste in place, or paste in hold position. And now it's only on page 1. See that? I'm jumping between. Boom, boom. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, how did I do this? Let's see if we can figure it out, because I would have thought it's not allowing me to build a schedule in layout. So what I wonder is if it's like, did I export that from a CAD detail? All right, anyways, we're here in the plan view and we're gonna play around with sheet number. I had to have renamed that. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, remove. Okay. Let's try this and see if it lets me. warning. Okay, so it's not that. Oh, you know what? Oh, there's these little grids. So this must be the default. This is distracting to me. As you can see, any squirrel crosses my path, and I immediately can't handle it. Well, I guess I will worry about that later. Thought it would be easier to find. So if I do this and I export this, 1/4 inch, yeah, let's just do this, send it. And this, you can turn that off right here. You highlight it and turn off some people use that. This is weird. This is not at all how I had imagined this was going to work. Hopefully somebody smart out there is going to figure this out and pass that information on. Because, look, it's a layout page table specification. So where do I find that? Not build. Yeah, I'm about to say, hey, look, you see how it works? It does work. So somebody should ask Dan how to do this tomorrow, because I can't remember. I know I did it, and then once you do it, you throw it in your template, and you don't think about it again. So there you go. That's a good reason to tune in. It's 30 minutes. Right now, it's 30 minutes on my clock, so I think this is plenty long. But as you can see, you make all your repetitive changes that are going to go on every sheet in your title block on page 0. And you can do whatever you want to do. You want to draw a line across here, whatever, do it. Mine, I have my company logo and stuff, and then like a job number. And this also works really good for revisions. Sometimes if you can keep your revisions off in the gray. There's the other thing I was going to tell you. In layout, you can put a bunch of stuff in this gray area around the layout, and it doesn't print to PDF. And there's another thing I'm going to tell you. I think I heard Renee Rabbit describe Chief Layout as a PDF compiler, because there was a time when he was saying you should try to do your entire set of plans in a plan view and print that, because he likes to think way outside the box, to experiment with workflow. And because I remember him saying, yeah, layout's just a customized PDF compiler, and it is good. All I want to say right now is use the tools that work for you. I'm not just married to one piece of software. Sometimes I do like this right here. There was somebody that was asking, and watch this. So this is a Space Mouse. Look at the control I have, and I'm not even really that good at driving it. But somebody asked, they had a cut sheet from a metal fabricating company that was going to build this set of stairs, and their concern was they're not code compliant. The plan had 6 inches here, and then in the middle it had 11 inches, and then whatever that worked out to be, I think it was 4'10" wide with a 3-foot radius circle. And in SketchUp, it's super easy to do this. And they were right to be concerned, because when you come in according to code, you come in 12 inches to the walk line, you had 8 1/4 or 8 1/8 right here. And so that's not sufficiently long enough. But anyways, my point being, Chief's good for what Chief does, and Chief's layout is absolutely amazing. The way you can make professional documents is just awesome. SketchUp's layout is pretty bad compared to Chief, but SketchUp's 3D is way more powerful than Chief's, but the caveat, you have to draw every little thing in SketchUp, whereas Chief has a lot of built-in automations that cover a wide variety of 3D requirements. Like if you could build 90% of the houses, you could design them in Chief and have no problem. It's just when you get into these really crazy custom one-offs or some really complex remodel that you have to use other tools. So I'm not a big fanboy. And when people go, oh, well, it can do this or that, that's great. But don't just discard any other platform. Use whatever tool gets you whatever you need done the most efficient. So that's it. In fact, watch this. Let's just show you what I mean. If I had to, let's see, are you going to open up now? Open recent. Let's open this one. This one's complicated. So and there's X-ray. X-ray is awesome. I actually designed and helped frame this. I cut all the roof for this, and it's just 4 big valleys pretty much hanging from a really tall, I think this was an 18-inch glue lamp, 3.5. That part got engineered. The foundation got engineered. But let's say I want this in Chief. Boom. I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to put it in Downloads, Export. And what I did was I have a Stream Deck button that exports. It does like 4 steps. So there it is. Now let's double click it, make sure it's saved in plan. Okay. And I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. So when you grab the corner, that shrinks the size. And when you grab the edge, that kind of crops. Well, it does crop. It doesn't kinda, it does. But here, this is what's cool. I'm going to move this off screen. And let's just make a, I was going to say go grab a sky. Yeah, we could do that. Where would I find that? Well, let's just not do that. I was going to say let's go grab an image from outdoors. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do this. And we're going to fill this with some color. Be the same as having a picture. It's just, this is all one color. And we'll bring this to front. And then we'll drag it over. So when I exported that, it exported to a PNG with alpha channel so that only the objects retained their color, and anything that's the background of this original picture is masked out to allow anything from behind to come through. So this would be a cool framing picture. You could get some kind of outdoor scene. Chief has a lot of those. And then you could just reposition this, or if you don't like that angle, go back to SketchUp, rotate a little bit, and the other thing is, I think some people really get into this occlusion. Let me show you. They came up with this new, where do I find it? View, style, ambient occlusion. So it just, I don't know if you saw that. It added these little shadows around things. And you can go here and then go totally crazy. So it's just different styles that you can render in really quickly. But like I said, in SketchUp, You draw everything. I know I can tell you right here that I used Medic plugin to get the concrete with the steel in it, because he has plugins in SketchUp that are amazing. But yeah, this X-ray view is way better than Glass House in Chief, because you can do, you can do X-ray view like that or X-ray view like this. Let's just turn it on. See, that's just a wild looking scratchy pencil. It's awesome. Anyways, so there you go. I hope everybody can tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific. I guess that would be 1 p.m. Eastern. And watch Dan Bowman live as he goes over layout and helps you to build a custom layout like this to make your projects look more professional. And actually, the looking professional part is just your own ego. You want your plans to be on the job site and make sense and have clear information. And that's why that whole handwritten font, I've had plans where that's done like that, and you fold them a couple times and they get a little bit of sawdust and maybe get wet once, and it's hard to read those numbers. So pick non-serif, whatever they call that, where there's no curlies, and you just want clear information so the framers can frame correctly. And I'm done selling you whatever my perspective is. I hope you all enjoy, and I look forward to seeing a lot of people on Dan's show tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and in the middle, you can figure it out, Central and Mountain. Have a great weekend.